What do you guys make about the results, and how does it impact the lawsuits to derail Obamacare? Ms. Bondi, I'll start with you.
Well, we're so excited based on the election results, and now we're so excited that Wisconsin can hopefully join in, do a motion to intervene, or file their own lawsuit. There are so many possibilities out there, and Ken and I have been talking constantly because, of course, he has a parallel lawsuit going in Virginia. So our goal is to have the majority of the states involved in this and show the federal government that we're going to fight back.
Your new Governor-elect Scott Walker, what has he said to you about this healthcare lawsuit?
He said that on his first day in office, he will walk across the hallway in the Capitol and hand me the letter giving me the authority to bring this suit.
Do you feel that the Nebraskans want to repeal this healthcare? Take me to the people you're hearing from.
I don't think there's any doubt Nebraskans want to repeal this health care law. The Cornhusker kickback was embarrassing to Nebraskans. The whole way it was passed and the unconscionable expansion of federal government power and the cost to Nebraskans. I mean, in little Nebraska, it's going to cost us $500 million over the next 10 years.
Is it your sense that the most likely actual vehicle to derail this legislation is with the states?
Oh yeah, absolutely. These cases are the best shot until at least January 21st of 2013. Because the president will veto any repeal effort. Not to say it shouldn't happen, it absolutely should, because I think even a lot of Democrats regret their votes now.
Are you guys in all the states complying with the legislation? Are you moving forward to do things like setting up state exchanges and these other things while you conduct?
Virginia is not one of the states setting up an exchange. However, my governor doesn't have much option except to move forward under the compulsion of the law, because it is a law, until we get it enjoined.
How much of the healthcare lawsuits are political, and how much are states truly fighting for themselves and just a legal matter?
Well, I think it's both. I mean, I think it's a legal matter, as everybody's mentioned. I mean, from a constitutional standpoint, this is a travesty. I mean, Congress has come to the point where they can force us, if this bill stands, to buy solar panels or to buy a greener car. I have to get rid of my Suburban that I carry my family around in if Congress deems it to be so, and that's problematic. It's political because of the unprecedented expansion of government. We're now in an era during President Obama's time in office where the federal government has gotten so big that it's unsustainable.
Ms. Bondi?
And I just, won an election. I've been all over the state of Florida, and I can tell you, Democrats and Republicans alike do not like this. They understand it. They know it's unconstitutional.
What is our time frame? When does it get to the Supreme Court, and what do you think will happen?
We could be there anywhere from 2 to 3 years, be my expectation. I still have the same perspective I did when the case started, and that is that we have a better than even chance of prevailing. We're at an awful lot of each of the individual justices' concurrences and writings and book, in the case of Justice Breyer, is that we will ultimately prevail on this.
Ms. Bondi?
I agree. I believe we will be out of the Northern District of Florida by the end of January. We'll make it to the 11th Circuit, and then once we're in the Supreme Court, I firmly agree with Ken. I believe we will prevail.
There has to be a limit to congressional power.
It's not just about whether we can prevail, it's whether we should. A big part of bringing this suit or these suits is because we, as representatives of our states, have to fight for the powers and the authority that was preserved for us in the Constitution.
Why not sit down with the president and say, let's rethink this? Would you guys be up for that?
Obeying the Constitution is not negotiable.
No visit to the White House.
Hey, I'd love to go play basketball, but fundamentally, one of the roles the founders expected states to play is being played here. And that is that the states will protect the Constitution from the federal government when they abuse it, overstep its boundaries. That's what's going on here. That is not negotiable.
There are ways that the federal government can pass health care that are legal and are constitutional. And whether we support them from a policy perspective or not is a whole different issue.
The bottom line is it is unconstitutional, but of course we'd be willing to work with the president on something that's constitutional.